On the forefront of things, Ethereum builders have always been built on a blockchain that provides you the infrastructure, the access to resources. I think this is also one of the reasons why we have the ETHGlobal. And one of the prior concepts of the conversation, the functional concept we have today was how exactly can we build solutions beyond just solutions, beyond things that people can actually use without thinking so much about the wallet. And so in terms of content, I could see the position that Ethereum is going towards. They are really hovering and pushing for adoption. It's beautiful to focus on the builders, the innovations, the tech people. But then we have the builders here, and then we have the users here. And you're speaking the language of, oh my God, tech, and it's beautiful. But you don't know that. So how do we connect your builders to the users? We create that bridge, and that's where content comes in.
ETHGlobal is a global community representing Ethereum across different countries. And Ethereum Nigeria is one of the leading communities driving Ethereum adoption in Nigeria and also helping developers and builders get on board. We are privileged to have one of the biggest decentralized audio streaming platform in the house. Please make some noise, drum rolls for Jamit! Please jump those hands for Jamit, guys! Jamit is the first of its kind.
Once again, welcome to ETHGlobal Happy Hour, Lagos. So this is one of the first of its kind in Nigeria, and we're happy to support this. Wherever ETHGlobal comes in, you're looking at the force, all the Ethereum companies coming in. And in Nigeria, we are leading the space, like in the Web3 space, we're actually leading in the space with enough talents, enough projects on the space.
Currently, I think from the consumer aspect, I noticed that gas fees have gone down on Ethereum. But I'm thinking probably it's because there's less activity on the blockchain right now because of the market. Is it that, or the gas fees are actually reducing?
With this new upgrade that happened now, it's like Ethereum is trying to eliminate L2s. So with this new upgrade now, the gas fees has actually reduced. Finality time has reduced to less than 12 seconds.
My name is Dari Afolabi. I am a tech journalist. I've been working with Ethereum Nigeria as a media partner, driving the Web3 and blockchain narrative story like for over the past 4 to 5 years, because I believe that we need to tell stories of what Nigerians and on the larger platform, Africans, what they are doing as far as the Web3 and blockchain narrative is concerned. Our platform, which is ETHGlobal Africa, is in partnership with Ethereum Nigeria to keep on driving these stories.
I'm Elizabeth Jegede, and me and my team, we are building Project ARM. Project ARM is a crowdfunding project built on L2, Ethereum Layer 2. It is for crowdfunding. I want to say, if you are building, please put Africa in mind so that the adoption can be very, very easy.
My name is Oluwatomisin Leshi. I'm a software engineer and also CTO at a startup named Link Global. That's L-I-N-K Global. So we're a Web3 platform that is building on-chain FX. More or less how stablecoins are being used in terms of like the African markets for payments. And within our products, one of the main ones we're working with is Wavy. Wavy is basically how you would say Uniswap, but for stablecoins.
Do you think that Africa is in a good place in terms of this becoming something that is ubiquitous and available to the common person?
Absolutely. I mean, the adoption is there. The thing that is quite needed is something someone mentioned outside, which is being able to incorporate Web3 with Web2. What is lacking, as we say, is the infrastructure is there available, but it's the adaptation. So ability to like bring Web 2 at the surface, we'll have Web 3 as the main backend. So I can give an example of an app which is Beans. They've built an amazing payment system that goes from Nigeria to the US or to Ghana, but a user would only see NGN Ghana USD.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, you have a wallet address, which you don't know, but that's what's being used to make your payments, to swap.
You guys are tricking your user.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
My name is Divine Favor, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Sellafy. Basically, Sellafy is a multi-chain blockchain infrastructure company. So what we do is we solve infrastructure fragmentation, especially for products or businesses or developers building across multiple chains that need different services. We basically consolidate those vendor relationships into one platform, and then just give you access to it via one API, one service level agreement. So we're basically reducing cost for you and also reducing development timelines. I would say expect us in the coming months, and we really want to onboard the next billion users on chain.
Alright, so my name is Ayomide Francis. I want to introduce you to UpForge, Opportunity Forge in Pool. Alright, so it's a platform where you discover different opportunities in Web3, like grants, bounties, jobs, so different opportunities you can discover on UpForge. So let's say you see an opportunity right now, you can forge like a plan, you can charge with the AI agent that is there, and it's going to give you like different strategy on how to apply. And also you create a pitch deck for you. The other time I mentioned yapping, right? That is more about marketing. Understand? I think one of the major problems is marketing. You know, despite the adoption that is actually growing, you know, we still need to reach out to more people to use these products. If you're looking for any opportunity in Web3, just go to upforge.xyz. You get the opportunity.
My journey contributing to Ethereum Nigeria started from connecting with the community and seeing that I could volunteer and help advance the vision of that community, which is like bringing Nigeria to Ethereum, or bringing Ethereum to Nigeria, because I believe that Ethereum is for everyone, and Ethereum meets everyone where they are, whether they are business professionals, whether they are institutions, whether they are bankers, artists, everybody. So the journey has been really interesting. I get to work with some of the best and brightest minds in the space, and that is very humbling. I get to be in a space where ideas are welcome. So for me, it's been learning, iterating, making adjustments where necessary. So the team really loves like what they do in terms of advancing the cause of Ethereum. So that collective energy really is that gives me from like, okay, we can do this.
My name is Chukwemeka Enokumbebia. I'm a blockchain developer and ecosystem builder. So I lead the Ethereum Nigeria community. Yeah, the ETHGlobal, the largest community of Ethereum in the world, and Ethereum Nigeria is newly joined into the ETHGlobal family, and that gives us the opportunity to, you know, host this wonderful event here, ETHGlobal Lagos, Happy Hour Lagos. Bringing ETHGlobal to Nigeria will scale up the opportunities for more builders. And you talked about the performance of the builders in the space here. We have a lot of builders who has been hacking, isolated in communities, and so we hope this ETHGlobal
gives them more
partnerships, collaborations will bring more builders the opportunity to shine, spotlight. As a matter of fact, the Ethereum conference is happening in July, coordinated by ETHGlobal in June, and we just got an alpha. If you have builders who are already having like some projects scaling,
like startups.
Startups. Let's send it across. If we have not had this collaboration, we wouldn't have these opportunities. So, and in this meetup, we've been able to like outline, we've gotten a good number of startups here, and which will be presented to the ETHGlobal family, and possibly some of them will be attending the pitching. So, one thing about opportunities, the more you stand before this VC, you have the higher percentage of.
But then you're doing the intros from founders to the VC.
Exactly.
That's some interesting stuff.
Thumbs up to Jamie. Thank you so much for being there for us and
for covering the whole
spotlighting builder stories. And
DeFi Messiah. I'm a builder, creating product developer, and also a community architect. I really love to build solutions, especially solutions that are focused on Africa.
Right.
Currently, I'm contributing as developer relations lead at Ethereum Nigeria. I'm also contributing to the ETHGlobal community and leading that community as well. I'm also basically building Pulse Remit, an agentic remittance hub that allows people to automate the global cross-border remittances and make sending money across borders as simple as having conversations. So I oscillate between building products, raising communities, and developer education and acceleration.
What is it like from the perspective of a community builder?
Yeah.
How is it like getting Nigerians to, come into the blockchain and get them to actually build stuff?
Nigerians are like very persistent people. They are very motivated, and when they have the drive to get something done, they are go-getters in that sense. So for me as a community builder, getting Nigerians on board to the community is about letting them see the value that this community brings to them, and as opposed to what the systems are. Last year I got to host a lot of events across Southeast Nigeria, North Central Nigeria, and South Nigeria, across different states. Yeah, thank you. And I traveled to almost 20 states out of 31 states in Nigeria, by hosting the events, speaking at the events, and engaging. And one of the things that touches my heart so much when I go to these places is the fact that we have young ones, kids and teenagers, and I wonder, would they still grow up in this failed system? This system that limited us from opportunities, cut us out of global access, and restricted us. Would the people the kids and the young ones who are coming up, would they still come up to this cruelty? So if there's anything I want to do, I want to make it that my children and my generation after me don't suffer the things I suffered growing up, right? So for Nigerians, it is seeing how we can leverage DeFi, Ethereum, and other else's, and the solution that DeFi brings to us on Ethereum to solve the problems that are very glaring in our society, and to provide the access to funding opportunities, democratizing that access to the everyday person on the streets in Nigeria. So that's how I see community building, offering value to people, and then seeing how we can accelerate impact. There's something interesting about me. Some years ago, let's say 3 years ago or thereabout, sometime, or 3-4 years ago, I used to teach kids coding. So my uncle had a big school. So while I was free during holidays and stuff, I would volunteer to go teach these kids how to code with Scratch and all. Scratch is a programming language for kids, and how to teach them how to automate those, handle those stuff, right? And you could see the excitement on the faces of these kids running to the computer lab anytime they see me that I'm coming. So there's a great interest for kids to get on board, and the best time to capture a young mind, capture the mind, is when they are really young.
Yes.
So I have a vision to create programs that will help teens learn about DeFi, will help teens and kids lower, at the younger ages, learn about DeFi, learn about the basic principles. They might not know everything at this point, but but getting them interested and just aware, helps them to grow up into that consciousness that there are systems that work out there. Yeah, so that's definitely the pipeline as well.
My name is Ukeme. I'm a node operations engineer. Right, so I actually work with setting up blockchain nodes and making sure they are well managed.
I heard that's where the money is.
I don't know. I don't know where you got that from. So the reason why I'm wearing Google Cloud, actually, I'm also wearing this AWS. So most blockchain nodes actually run on virtual machines that are either on AWS or Google Cloud, or maybe you're running a local node in your house. So I'm that infrastructure guy. I mean, most technical guys don't know how to create content.
They just don't know how.
Don't know how to market.
Or communicate what they are building.
Well, I think they can communicate what they are doing, what they are building, but they don't know how to implement a marketing strategy per se. I mean,
capture people's attention.
It's one thing to do marketing for a real purpose with a plan. And it's one thing to just post.
Right.
I'm actually building something to help me automate my marketing process.
This is nothing about you that they will build the solution to their problem.
Actually, yes, but it's a solution to my problem, but I also think it's also going to be a tool for
other founders.
not just founders, for content creators.